Happy holidays! You know, this time of the year, I usually make a video and try to give you some ideas on stocking stuffers and gifts for the preppers and the non-preppers that you would like to make wannabe preppers in your family. And this year, a little bit different. I'm not going to go into so much the gadgets and the new things out there. We're going to go back to basics. But first, what always I get a question, what prepper gift are you giving your kids this year? And you know, in the past, I've made the pandemic bucket for them, their own EDC, their own vehicle kits, first aid kit for home, a big bucket, 50 pounds of rice, and packed in a Mylar bag that should keep for a long, long time. Lights out kit, meals in a jar. I mean, a lot of different things. So, what am I doing this year? Well, I did buy a gadget for this. Let me get it for you. It is the Battery Daddy. And this will hold 180 different batteries. And I got this idea from the Urban Prepper because he talked about it. Let me open this up and show you. Okay, this is the Battery Daddy. And we'll open it up here. And it has a battery tester here. A lot of AAA batteries, AA batteries, your 9 volts, your C and D. And if you had little cell batteries, they can fit in here. But it has another side too. And we'll open up this. So 20% off on your next purchase, it says. And this side is covered with AA batteries. And yep, I ran out. I just didn't have enough for these two. But the expensive part of this gift was not the Battery Daddy. It was buying all the batteries that go in here. I mean, it's 180 batteries a piece. And I had to buy this for each kid. And I only made 178 batteries. But anyway, I think this is a great gift. Closes up nice. It's really pretty heavy, but it has a nice handle. Because it's plastic though, I'd be careful using it. But I think it's a great way to store a lot of batteries. And I think my kids will like it as a gift this Christmas. So, everybody needs batteries, right? Kids should be happy. And it should help power some of the toys the grandkids get on Christmas. But that's what I'm doing this year. Now, let's talk about my other ideas. You know, knowledge is really important, and you need good reference books for knowledge. Now, maybe you're trying to get a family member involved and interested in gardening. If they have a kind of like an engineering mind like myself, then Mel Bartholomew's Square Foot Gardening is the one to go to. It just puts out everything in kind of, if your mind's like an Excel spreadsheet, this is for you. It worked really great for me. I don't necessarily completely use that method anymore, but it is great for starting a home garden. So think about this for a family member. And there are a lot of other great gardening books or herbal books. A lot of things to pick from. Now, maybe you have a family member just bought a new house or it's a fixer-up. Okay, how about this? This is the ultimate guide to home repair and improvement. Has a lot of great things in it, and it really comes in handy even for those of us that have owned a home for some time. Maybe you have a hunter in your family or an aspiring hunter. Well then, you might want to have this. This is the Hunting, Butchering, and Cooking Wild Game book, and it's by Stephen Ranella. I think he did a program called The Meat Eater on cable TV. Great book. I think the hunter in your family would be very happy. But maybe they bring home what they find, their rabbits, squirrels, deer, whatever, but how do you cook it? Well, I got this suggestion from a subscriber and I bought it, and it's a great cookbook. It is the L.L. Bean Game and Fish Cookbook, and it's by Angus Cameron and Judith Jones. A lot of great recipes in there. And I could go on and on for reference books, but you get the idea. Pick something that either interests them or you would like to push their interest towards. Buy a great book and make that a gift from Santa. Now maybe this year with everything happening, you just don't have a lot of money for presents. But all of you have some kind of knowledge that you could pass on. Maybe it's how to can, maybe it's how to dehydrate, maybe it has to do with woodworking, maybe it is hunting, fishing, whatever. You have knowledge. So make up coupons and give it to family members, stuff their stockings, that you will give them a couple lessons on how to make jerky, let's say, or how to can up chicken, or something. You have knowledge. Pass it on, and you know what? That is a primo holiday gift. Now you can also make gift baskets. If you dehydrate, why not put a bunch of dehydrated food in a basket? You know, this is from Harmony Foods, and I use it quite often, but you can make up your own little bags of dehydrated carrots and beans and corn and whatever, and give it to a family member. I mean, it's so wonderful. You're making soups and stews and you go, oh, I don't have that on hand, but hey, I got it in my dehydrated bags. So think about doing something like that if you're a dehydrator. If you're a canner, of course, you can put together all kinds of meals and in jars and give them that. Or maybe you just want to give them meat extenders is what I call it, but smaller buckets of rice and oatmeal and pasta. So they always have it on hand when they're cooking. Great to help them with their pantry. Now, if you're one of those people that are lucky enough to have a home freeze dryer, of course, you can make up their own meals just like Mountain House. I shouldn't say just like Mountain House, probably even better, right? Those are great Christmas ideas. And you can always look at cooking and preparing food. Do they have a grill? Do they have a butane little camp type cooker? Or maybe a little rocket stove? Do they have a sturdy metal can opener, manual one? You know, those are a great idea also. Maybe a manual beater, right? You don't see those that often anymore. But hey, if you lose power, they really come in handy. Or maybe even a grain mill. I mean, there's a lot of things that you can help them with their preps that are in the food area. And of course, if you want to get into food preservation, you can get somebody a dehydrator. And you know, dehydrators can cost like less than $35, or they can go up, you know, to $400. So you could get them a dehydrator, get them interested in that. Maybe you want to have them do water bath canning. Get a good ball book and a small canner. Or maybe you really are a generous gift giver and you give someone an American pressure canner or a Presto pressure canner. And of course, everybody who is into canning can use jars and lids. Lids especially this year. And you could also purchase a solar oven for someone, or there's even plans online to make one yourself. That's also a great option. And it can really be fun for kids to learn how to cook in a solar oven. Or maybe just buy a fermentation kit. There's so many different things you can get that are prepping related. And when it comes to water, maybe look at buying a Berkey for the family. There's the big Berkey, they come in various sizes, but you know, instead of having people buy all that bottled water, and then we have to figure out what to do with the water plastic bottle, right, in the landfills or in our water, instead have them have a good filter at home and be able to filter their tap water. That will save them a lot of money in the long run and be good for the environment. And anything you were buying, like a rocket stove for instance, is great for having them able to boil water. Oops! If something happens. Oh, Santa has a costume malfunction. Let's see here. I just don't have the hair for a Santa hat. And you could think about things for shelter, such as getting some really good and warm sleeping bags, right? Would help for camping, but also if the power went out. Or My Buddy heaters. Those really come in handy. I know we have used them in the past. A cord of wood. That really is great if you got a fireplace or that's what you use for fuel. And maybe it is really a warm coat, thermal underwear, rain gear, something of that nature that can help provide shelter. And of course, if you enjoy making kits, there's a lot of ideas. You know, I think every family should have a good first aid kit. Again, a lights out kit is great to give to people. A little EDC kit, fantastic. And if you're really ambitious, a get home bag. Anyway, there's a lot of ideas. And I really urge you to think about, in your giving this year, give something that can help that individual if the power goes out, or if they're going to be quarantined in the house for some period of time, you know, some other kind of disaster. Give them something that will help, because that is a true gift from the heart. For those we love, we want to help them prepare and stay safe. So I hope you like my suggestions this year, and you have a very Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever you, what is it? I don't know. There's other days out there. Anyway, all I can say is enjoy the season. As always, this is Prepper Potpourri saying please subscribe, share the knowledge, and thumbs up if you found this video helpful.